Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go.
Hi, Monica Melpass, and welcome. We're going to be talking today about Acurx Pharmaceuticals, and President and CEO David Luci is here. Great to have you with us. They do specialize in making drugs that prevent deadly infections in hospitals and nursing homes, a key problem that we do need to continue treating. Now, you do treat a lot of difficult bacteria. Tell me what are in your R&D pipeline at this point, some very key items.
Yes. So our R&D pipeline includes a novel first-in-class antibiotics that treat gram-positive bacterial infections, including some of the highest incidence infections in America, C. difficile, MRSA, and PRSP. MRSA itself is 52% of existing hospital-based infections in the USA today. Wow. Other things that are being used for C. difficile, down the line from Frontline are fecal transplant-related programs, microbiome-related programs to restore the healthy microbiome without any effective antibiotic medication going with it. They're kind of one-offs that would be down the line, so they're not even really directly competitive. So it's really given us an opportunity to take a small amount of money and a small amount of patients and get right to phase 3 where it's prime time.
Right.
And then,
maximize that.
Exactly.
But it does require a talented team of researchers and scientists. How do you attract and retain people like that?
We're fortunate enough to have an executive chairman, Bob DeLucia, who's been in the industry since 1972, starting with Pfizer. He's got a number of antibiotics approved. He rose to the level of president of Sanofi North America. He's been in pharmaceuticals for 50 years.
Wow.
So he really is a source based on all of his contacts over time, where we're able to pick up people like Joe Scuderi on our board of directors, former vice chair of Johnson & Johnson Pharmaceuticals.
Terrific.
Fred Hassan is a corporate advisor to us, and he listed on our website. He's a former head of Schering Plough before it got sold to Merck.
Absolutely.
So all of these contacts really come through our executive chairman.
Wonderful. All right. Well, President and CEO David Luci, what a pleasure to have you, and we wish you continued success at Acurx Pharmaceuticals.
Thank you, Monica. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching.
Welcome to Game Changers on New to the Street. I'm Anna Berry. Security Matters trades on the NASDAQ under the symbol SMX and is absolutely a game changer. So SMX offers an innovative and scalable technology solution that enables supply chain authentication, traceability, and transparency, and is actively transforming businesses for participation in the circular economy. Its technology marks materials with a virtual memory of their origination, and the data is recorded on the blockchain. Please welcome its founder and CEO of the company, Haggai, Alon. Welcome, Haggai.
Good morning. Everybody calls me H, so we'll make it simple. Thank you very much.
Good morning, H. So let's start with the supply chain transparency. What are some of the issues we're facing with our current global supply chain, and how is your technology solving these problems?
Our solution is very simple. We lower the dependency on sourcing materials and relying on subcontractors who are out of America. And we increase the ability of using waste. By doing that, we maintain growth and we maintain higher margins and profitability. Because our ability to be at the virgin stage on any kind of material, solid, liquid, and gas phase, our ability to be in any kind of virgin raw material and along the production to finished product to the end of life really enables this new level of efficiency that creates transparency, that all is due to the fact that, as you said, we give materials memory.
Giving materials memory, that's becoming more and more important these days, knowing the origination of our sources. So talk a little bit about, you say SMX is the technology of tomorrow. How can this technology be scalable as well as beneficial to our planet, especially when it comes to growth in companies? Can they coexist?
I believe they can. I believe that we enable a toolbox which is unique. This is why we are called a segment creator on NASDAQ, because we have the key to have growth and sustainability coexist and go together, because we are able to provide companies with one technology that covers everything from their supply chain, sourcing, to the production, to the end of life and reuse. And by that, we create efficiency, we create transparency, and we create an ability to maintain growth. Because people saying plastic is bad, people saying maybe we should stop buying. We believe the opposite. We believe plastic is good. We believe buying is something that should be a decision of any individual. And growth is a key part of a healthy economy. So by helping companies to use more recycled content, by providing companies the ability to use one technology that will flatten the process from sourcing to production to recycling, we really give them an advantage to be an industry leader.
Wow. H, talk a little bit about how this company started from the Israeli government.
Yes, this company started from the Israeli government. We took the patent, a team of scientists. We took what is important for our stakeholders, a technology which is mature and scalable. And on the basis of that, we filed close to 100 patents on just under 50 different materials.
Wow. So I want you to give a little tangible example, because your technology is also driving transparency through the fashion industry. We talked a little bit about single-use plastics, but hash that out a little bit. The fashion industry, we all know, is growing and it's a global demand, but there are also some issues there. So how are you addressing this?
So let's take leather as an example. It could be leather of any kind of type and source. So we would mark it at various stages of the production, from the right beginning to the tannery, to the workshop, to the final product. And by that, we will provide the brand and the client a new type of relationship and a new type of transparency in the digital world. So you can have service, digital service, online service, service at store and boutique, and a technology that demonstrates, because we mark it and track at any point, with one platform.
And that's the blockchain. So talk a little bit how blockchain comes into play.
So we mark with our unique molecular sequences at any stage, like I just described in the leather. It would be at the origin, at the tannery, at the workshop. We will add our molecular sequence. At each stage, two things that are important. We add a layer of data per the request of the stakeholder or the brand, And at all stages, you can read and extract the data with one reader. So at the end of the day, at the branded boutique, you will have one technology that will extract the data and share the data with the client and with the headquarters of the brand for any kind of metal, gold, silver, any kind of other source of metal, every kind of leather, coated canvas, cashmere. So one technology will serve both the transparency, the new layer of relationship in this digital era between the brand and the client, and everything related to the brand efficacy.
Wow, this is truly fascinating stuff, H. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to following your progress as you continue on with this game-changing technology.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. We like to say it is not only what we do, it is what we believe in, and most important, don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, thank you. Thank you all for watching.
Research efforts to discover new antibiotics have stalled. New antibiotics were discovered and developed at a breathtaking pace. Enter Acurx Pharmaceuticals. They are a biopharmaceutical company focused on developing new antibiotics for difficult-to-treat infections such as MRSA, VRE, and DRSP. We face new threats every day, big and small. Acurx Pharma is on the front lines of health using technology to help us treat tomorrow's infections today. Acurx Pharmaceuticals.
Linqto provides liquidity in the private tech sector. Founders, early investors, even employees will be able to tap into a company's liquidity before they go public or are sold. So with me is the Chief Operating Officer, Joe Endoso, to explain a little bit more about Linqto and what you're doing with the company. Let's just start with what you do versus the public markets, because you're really in the private market, right? So explain the difference.
The difference is really simple. If you're an investor in the public markets, you can pull any number of brokerage apps on your phone, or you go to their website and select a stock and invest in it. It's very, very simple, very easy,
yep.
Right? That's not the case with private markets, at least not until Linqto came about.
Okay.
It's incredibly difficult to access the stock of the top tech companies while they're still private. Requires a lot of inside connections, and it's a very arduous legal and financial process of obtaining that stock and transferring ownership from an existing shareholder to you if you wanted to invest. We've made it incredibly simple and easy for an individual you still have to be accredited, because that's what the SEC requires, but as long as you're an accredited investor, you can, on our app or on the website, select from some of the top private tech companies in the world and make investments in the same kind of click and invest way that you do with public company stocks.
Yeah, I remember the first time we met, and I was like, what a great idea, because I felt like for years the rich got richer. You know, people got in early on a Facebook or something like that, and then, you know, were there when it went public. But this is a way for people to take advantage of these early stage companies.
Yes,
right?
Well, in our case, Jane, we're not investing in the earliest stage companies. Okay. I'd characterize them as being mid to late stage, right? So they're companies that are already generating revenue. They're companies that have already built a product or a service. It's out there in the marketplace commercially. It has market traction. So those are some of the screens that we apply when we invest. So it's not the earliest stage companies. They're companies that have some level of track record.
Less risk with their little further, more mature companies.
Yeah.
So what are some of the advantages then of being able to invest at that stage in a private company?
It's mostly the fact that you're able to get in at a price point that is well below what a company, if it's successful, will end up trading at in the public market. So think about how, you know, in the public markets, everybody's trying to get in at that IPO price with the expectation that the IPO price is going to pop, and that over time the price is going to exceed that initial offering price. We're talking about getting in below that IPO offering price, even significantly below. We've had 6 exits so far, and in the best one of those, our investors made close to 10x in a period of about 11 months.
Okay, not
So
bad.
that's what happens when you invest early.
Yeah. So you're really democratizing the whole investing process.
And that's the other important aspect, because as I said, for retail individuals, if you will, accredited retail investors, it's been incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to access these investment opportunities. But venture capital funds, private equity funds, hedge funds have, from the beginning of time, been the people or been the institutions that have made those investments. What we're doing is we're opening up the opportunity so that regular folks like you and me can also participate beside those big institutions.
Yeah, no, it certainly felt really tilted in their favor for decades.
Yeah.
So what are the challenges, and how did you navigate last year's market, which was pretty tough?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the private markets lag the public markets by historically about 6 months, but it's now gone through the same kind of distress. We've seen the same level of very, very significant valuation compression. A lot of liquidity has flowed out of that market, just as it has the public market. But we as a company were able to basically remain very strong. And so we grew our revenues about 50% year on year last year, even as a lot of our peers were seeing revenue declines. And we still produced very, very strong EBITDA margins, and we're highly profitable.
What's next for Linqto?
We're going to continue building this thing, and hopefully one day, you know, have you with us when we ring the bell on NASDAQ.
Maybe the only time I'll ever get to ring the opening bell. I'd love that. Thank you, Joe. So great to get an update on Linqto.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Jason Greer. If you're like most business owners, you have many issues in your workplace that need to be addressed. My company, Greer Consulting Inc., helps businesses just like yours. The world is changing, and many CEOs and businesses understand this, but they don't know how to properly address it. If you have diversity issues, Greer Consulting can help you. Are you seeing signs of union organizing at your workplace? If so, Greer Consulting helps companies from all industries remain union-free and achieve the appropriate productivity objectives. If you need help with either of these issues, please contact Greer Consulting, and we will definitely take care of you.
Hapbee is a digital wellness platform that says it can help with sleep and focus and relaxation. And with me is Yona, Shtern, the CEO and founder of Hapbee. So great to have you back here. And it sounds like since the last time we talked, you've really had a lot of growth. You've got 7,800 members now at the end of the first quarter in 2023. So what do you think, what do you attribute that growth to?
Well, one of the big things that we did through the back end of last year, last September, we launched our second form factor, which we call the Smart Sleep Pillow. And that really allows people to use our product and use our platform, particularly for sleep. And we've seen great adoption. And you know, those products like this sleep mat that people are now buying into, that really allows them to use all of the happy signals, but predominantly really helps them promote better sleep.
Yeah. Explain all of the different products you have right now.
Well, right now we have got two different devices.
Okay.
One is a neckband that you would use during the day for things like focus and for relaxation. But as I said, in September we launched the Smart Sleep Pad. Our customers are using the product more and more, and it's really becoming part of their daily ritual.
And what are they using it most for? We talked about sleep.
Mostly sleep.
Okay.
Sleep is number one. After sleep, it's relax. So if it's not for deep sleep, what they're using it for is to help fall asleep. And then the third biggest use is focus, and that's the neckband. So people are using it at their desks. I know
I used it once for focus.
You used it. I use it in the afternoon. We've got a growing a cadre of users in professional sports.
Interesting.
And it's funny, like you get pro athletes who need to fall asleep as part of recovery and performance, or people who need to focus when they're doing, say, game study or film study, and they'll use the neckband for that.
Yeah. Now, you recently started selling on Amazon, right?
We did.
Okay, so how's that going?
That's really exciting breakthrough for us. We were looking at Amazon as a complementary distribution channel for a while. We wanted to make sure we had the right partner and we had the right infrastructure. And we launched about 4 weeks ago. And I guess the two biggest pieces of data there for us, it's early going, it's only been 4 weeks. But since we relaunched on Amazon, the product has gotten a 4.1 rating amongst users. So that's very, very high. Our return rate has been almost nothing. It's been negligible. And we've seen an 8x increase in conversion rates versus what we were doing before, which is just listing the product. So now we've got a complete story. We have a store, and we're really telling the story between the two products, the sleep pad and the neck band.
Yeah, and if somebody's searching for relaxation or sleep or something like that, your product presumably would pop up.
Well, we recognize that, look, Amazon is a primary distribution channel for so many things. Even people who might discover us and visit our website, you know, some people just feel better ordering through Amazon because of either their fulfillment or their comfort with the platform. So it's important. It's an important place for us to be. And it's gratifying to see the reaction in terms of the numbers.
Yeah. So any other sales channels or plans for Hapbee in the future?
We're working diligently on that, and we're hopeful and very encouraged that we'll have some really exciting news to share very soon. But certainly expanding our footprint of distribution is a big part of our plan for 2023.
Okay, Yona, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
SKUR, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. SKUR is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. SKUR doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download SKUR. Visit SKUR.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Welcome, everyone, to the Weekly Hack, the Secure Privacy and Security segment. I'm Anna Berry, along with Alain Ghiai, the CEO of Sekur. All right, Alain, summer is almost here, and that means a lot of travel is upon us. But there's a new warning by the FBI warning us to avoid using free public Wi-Fi charging stations. So I want to know, how can hackers get into these public charging stations, especially with our USB? Is that how they're getting in?
Yeah, so, you know, you have now the traveling season first for business people. It just started. Then you had the holiday, and then obviously summer coming up. Travel is increasing. And, you know, USB ports are meant to transfer data. They also charge your device. But when you think about it, you can also transfer data. You may have photos on a laptop and you want to transfer to a phone or vice versa. That's the kind of cable that you get. So they found a way to siphon your data when you plug in into, I mean, it could be anything. I think a year or two ago, we talked about airport seats that have these USB plug-in. You know, I wouldn't be surprised somebody tampered with some seats. And I mean, who knows? These criminal organizations are big. So it could be as little as don't plug into the airport seat. The best thing to do is really to have your own real outlet charger if you can, and plug it into an outlet. I do realize that they're not very common, but more and more in airports, they have these outlets as well. Yeah, that's a huge problem. People go on public phone and just charge for free. And that's the new thing, and they're siphoning your entire data.
Right. And there are portable charging devices out there that I often carry with me when I travel. It's a hard habit to change, but it's an important habit to change, especially when it comes to public Wi-Fi too. You warn a lot about that. Don't join public Wi-Fi. Quickly tell us why.
Yeah, public Wi-Fi, even the so-called secured ones, are not secure to a level that is a point that a hacker can't get in. You may have some very basic off-the-shelf encryption or a password that's super easy to understand. If you go to a coffee shop and you have staff that's, churning over all the time, and you're going to ask somebody, what's your password? They barely know it. So it has to be something easy. These passwords don't even change every day. So don't use a Wi-Fi, even with a password. And a great way to essentially encrypt your connection, you either use your regular 5G, so your mobile data thing, or use a VPN like the one we just launched. It does encrypt your internet connection.
That's a perfect segue into the launch of your VPN. Congratulations on that. I know that recently happened. So talk to us about it. And I know that there is a promo code for our eager listeners out there.
Yeah, so Secure VPN follows the same concept as all our secure solutions. It's Swiss hosted only, our own machines. So that means we don't host in hyperscaler or big techs. We have our own infrastructure, and we also don't offer secondary services. A lot of these VPN have other solutions that they offer, antivirus and whatnot. But what people don't understand is those are third parties, and the VPN provider essentially sells your information to the antivirus or ad blocker. We have none of that. It's super easy. You can go to securevpn.com, register, you sign up, and then you basically download on iOS or Android, or you can even go to secure.com, and we have now a little button that says Secure VPN. That'll take you to the VPN website. It's extremely easy to use. You sign up, you download the application, and you kind of push a plug thing, and that's it. Literally, you tap your screen, and all your connection goes through our multiple Swiss IP addresses. We don't log anything. We have no connection to any third party, no China connection, no big tech, nothing of that sort. And we don't even look at your traffic. We don't even register your device ID. So one account can get you 5 devices. It's normally $7 a month. You can use our usual code privacy for 15% off any of our plan for the next 5 years.
Wonderful. Privacy is the code for the new Secure VPN. This is such valuable service that you're providing everyone. As we've talked about it for years now, it's only going to get worse. So privacy has arrived with Secure, and I've learned so much in these conversations with you. So there you go.
And I'm using it right now. It's literally you tap on and tap off, and you're in.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, great speaking with you as always, Alain.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks, everyone, for watching. See you next week.